Welcome to the Scene Weekly podcast, where we devour one movie theme every half fortnight. This week's episode is focused on 4U movies, with Ghost Dog: The Way of the Samurai slicing its way towards the gods must really truly be crazy. Come join Jonathan and Steven for another week of hopefully less plot chatter and copious more film banter. We are Scene Weekly, and welcome to my sick household and world.
Sorry that you're sick, man. That sucks.
This is what happens in life when you have a kid and didn't get sick for 5 years prior. And everyone told me the second that they start school, they being the children, you get sick all the time. And I was like, I think it's the responsibility of the parent to take care of themselves and eat well and exercise. And it's just like,
Nope.
There's no way this is going to, like, I'm going to be different. And it's not really the case. I really truly believe that 100%. And to some extent, I maybe am just holding on to it a little too harshly. But boy, I've been sick so many times over the last 2 years. It's outrageous.
Yet you still go out and run, right? You still turn those legs.
Speaking of, I have the World Championship 3000, the World Masters Athletics in Gainesville, Florida, March 25th. I'm running, hopefully, well, there. And I'm sick this week, so I'm glad it's not next.
Yeah, purge the sickness this week. Then you got another race, too. You're doing the 15, the double.
Doing a 1500. I've never done a double in a competitive format.
I think you did some in college, right?
Yeah, but let me get your input on this. This is a weird thing.
Sure.
We're going off topic already. This is for us, so fuck you, listeners. So, to me, this is the oddest thing in the world. Not in the world. There's a lot of odder things in this. In a competitive format, there's a 3000. This microphone, I got to get a different stand. Boom mic arm. So the structure is this. Let's call it 24 people are in on the 3000, and it's a finals. There's not like a semifinals. They run in 2 heats, 12 each. 2 heats that are both finals. So you just go by time. So in essence, you can have somebody that you could win your heat by 25 seconds and still lose. It's still not even medal for that matter, because you got to have 3 people in the first heat go 1, 2, 3 and run 26, 6, whatever it might be. It's faster than you. Who thought of this? Why?
It's a weird thing. So you have 2 races, and you could be in a very slow heat but win it, and then the second heat, it's just they go out bonkers, and the top 12 are just faster than you, and they move on.
No, it's not moving on. It's a finals. There's no moving on. That's the weirdest part about it. The moving on I would get. So there's no semifinals. This is just 2 heats. They're both finals. So like the second heat clearly has a huge advantage. And it actually just gets down to the point of like, you got to run all out. There's no, just all out. Your all out effort.
Do they just like lock them up in a room and they can't see like the times or know anything about like what's going on?
No,
that could work.
They're going to be on the track. And they run like, it's 15 minutes later. So it was like, well, they ran 9:08. Well, I just got to go do 9:05 now. Basically 9:05 and beat everyone, here. That's it. I was like, so clearly I'm very much hoping that I'm in heat number 2.
When do you find this out?
The night before.
Oh my gosh.
Because people have the ability to scratch until the night before. Anyway, it's a weird structure. I don't know how I'll like it as long as I'm in heat number 2, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, what are we discussing today? This is another 4U, which we haven't done in like 20-ish.
It's been a while. Yeah, it's been like, I mean, I like this format, obviously, the 4U films. Basically what we do is you give me a film that I've never seen. I give you a film that I hopefully you've never seen, and that we discuss it. There's no like interconnected theme of these movies. I don't think we could even make one if we tried. But
I think you could.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
I think you definitely could. Bushman and Forrest Whitaker's efforts and the RZA even. Yeah, you could. There's some spirituality there that carries over.
But yeah, I like it. This is not a fuck.
This is your first watch, though. To be clear, right?
Oh my gosh, I've never heard of The Gods Must Be Crazy. Never even read about it. It's just never been on my radar. And I did the
Yeah,
thing that you told me to do. Just go into it and watch it, which I did.
I don't say that every single time. I think Brazil needed some effort. This is like you could pick up on it quickly, but it's an interesting one to say the least.
It's a movie like I've never seen before, and I'm
Yeah.
happy to discuss it here soon.
So how are we gonna do this? Ghost Dog and the gods must be crazy. I mean, it's just what a weird combination, to be honest.
It's strange.
I don't
Did you know about Ghost Dog and the Way of the Samurai? I'm sure you have heard of it.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I knew nothing much about it. I didn't know how deeply, I guess, Wu-Tang and RZA were intertwined. But yeah, I didn't know much about it. Yeah, not much at all. Yeah, I know
Cool.
some about it now.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope you know a
Yeah.
little bit about it. Yeah. Let's save the samurai for last, and let's get into the gods must be crazy. How do you feel about that?
That'd be much better, I think, because after people turn off, 15 minutes from now at max, it'd be good to go through the craziest movie on Earth, like ever. So they'll be interested to continue.
To continue, yeah, exactly. All right, let's go. The gods must be crazy. First watch for me, obviously, 1980 film, directed by Jamie Hughes. I don't know how to say that last name, but it's a budget of $5 million, and I'm going to use the word flabbergasted when I looked this up, and I saw that this movie, over the course of its time, has made $200 million in
Yeah.
the box. It was a big
yeah.
hit. Japan, Europe, obviously South Africa, and then a little bit in North America. But yeah, huge hit worldwide, which lends to the tagline of this film. I think this tagline came out after it did well at the box office. The critics are raving, the natives are restless, and the laughter is nonstop. It's a bad tagline.
They're all bad, these taglines. None of them are. There's one good tagline in 60 episodes.
But yeah, I'll go through the
Wait, what's the Rotten Tomatoes?
Oh, Rotten Tomatoes. Man, I didn't even get that. I'm a bad. Let's see.
Got a 1980.
85,
guy's name you can't print.
85% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's good. I can see that. I can also I'd like to go into why people dislike the movie and if they had recent reviews of this movie. Like I don't want to watch the reviews from the 80s. I want to watch the reviews now of like how cuz like this movie comes out now and it's reviewed now, it's 12% probably.
Oh, it would be.
Tomatoes.
Yeah, I don't think
it's not being made first of all. Yeah.
No, this movie would never be made.
No.
This is straight up
0% chance.
A relic of 45 years
Could you
ago.
imagine if they, because there's a second version to this movie, by the way, which I haven't
came out
seen.
in 1989.
I want to see the third that comes out in 2026.
Yes.
That's the one. That's the one.
What drops from the sky? An iPhone? What are we doing here?
I don't know, but talk to me. What do we have here? What is it about?
Yeah, so it's a South African comedy film about the Kalahari Bushmen. The main one named Z or Z. I can't. It's a tough language to learn. Who discovers?
Did you try to learn it?
Yeah, I did a little Duolingo just to prep for this podcast. Man, I got to like lesson 5, and
I can't believe they killed the owl from Duolingo. Could you believe?
Yeah,
that?
What's up with that, man? That's crazy.
Man, you got to keep working on it though, daily. Those daily reminders by Duo are good.
It's a consistency thing right here. But I believe that this language is going to pop off in a few years, so I'm going to be ahead of the curve. But he discovers a mysterious object, a Coca-Cola bottle dropped from a passing airplane. Believing it to be a gift from the gods, the tribe initially finds it useful. They put it to dozens of uses, like a musical instrument, a pattern maker, a fire starter, a cooking utensil. But it becomes an object of controversy. Everybody in the tribe ends up fighting over this Coca-Cola bottle, and so the Bushman decides there is only one thing to do. He must return the bottle to the gods. Z embarks on a journey to throw the evil thing off the edge of the world. Along the way, he crosses paths with a bumbling scientist, a school teacher, and a group of rebels, leading to a series of comedic misadventures. And yeah, I didn't know what to do with this film.
I mean, what do you do with it now? You have to do something with it.
The idea of like it's starts off as like this David Attenborough.
Oh, that's exactly what they're trying to get at. It's a David Attenborough National Geographic special on humans who happen to be animals. That's what you do with this.
It's amazing.
But what do you do next? We are in fact mammals and animals, and here's a movie that recreates our, discusses via a narrative format our lives, which interact with animals consistently.
Yeah, and it's a cool like dichotomy of like what the civilized man is versus the natural man, and like what happens when these two worlds collide. Like it's I read this quote and it kind of summed it up perfectly. Like the civilized man refuses to adapt himself to his environment. Instead, he adapted his environment to suit him. He built cities, roads, vehicles, machinery, and put power lines up. But somehow that he didn't know where to stop. He improved his surroundings to make his life easier, but he made it more complicated. Whereas the Bushmen, they just live in this idyllic kind of simple life, and maybe that's better. I don't know.
I know what's better. What's better to you?
The life that I'm living in right now. I think running water,
clearly.
hot showers, food at my disposal.
To not look, there's a serenity and a level of ignorance which I appreciate. I try myself on a daily basis to not read the news, to not be upset at some points of life. So like, you go too far, and you can go too far. 600 miles to the south is a city. Here you'll find civilized men. I just love that, like civilized men. It's like, what is a civilized man? I don't know. And then it keeps going. And my two quotes that I wrote down were like, and if 7:30 like a.m. comes up, you need to adapt yourself into new surroundings. And that's like when I think he's like getting into the car and then driving himself to work. It's hilarious. Like you leave your apartment, your new surroundings. Because if you were actually to replicate that by the Bushmen, like that's basically going next door than a nearby city. Like that's your new surrounding. Like the trees are different there. Whereas like you now you're outside of your house and you're in buildings, which I like it's the simplicity of what they're trying to recreate of this, and the fast forwarding nature of the movie itself. At first you're like, wait, what's going on? Why are they fast forwarding this? But it's really in essence to make humans look like complete and utter idiots. And they do that with a variety of characters. And I would say if anyone isn't an idiot, it's probably the Bushman at the end of the day, where he's just kind of like going into the simple nature of humanity and still trying to deal with the gods must be crazy. That ideal, I'm going to go to the end of the earth to get rid of this thing that's brought us terrible things to our town, if you will. Yeah, but I don't know. The fast forwarding of the whole movie in whatever scene, I was like, this is not. It's always not fun. It's always funny, every single time.
It has that kind of like definitely a screwball comedy of like the 1920s, where it's just like this Laurel and Hardy fast forwarding kind of joke on things. But I will say, Z, the Bushman, like any situation that he's in, I love how just logical he thinks of the situation. Like, oh, there's the animal with the 4 rolling feet. And it's just a car.
That was one of my favorite quotes, probably with the round legs, I think.
With the round legs, yeah.
Yeah, another one of those strange animals with round legs. And that was after he shot the goat. He's like, oh, look, there's some goats. I'm hungry. And then he doesn't understand, like, he can't just kill the goat. And then the guy takes his goat, and he's like, well, wow, that's not very nice of him. He's like, I'm just going to have to get another one because I'm hungry.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he goes to go shoot another one. But just... It's funny because he actually is a Bushman in real life, or was, I should say. I don't know if he's still alive, but like he legitimately, clearly was not an actor, and was a Bushman from origination, which pretty cool. I don't know if does the language still exist, or does that even count as a language? Is it a language? Is it a mockery of a language? I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't get that far in Duolingo, but I will say. Yeah, just him even being arrested, and he's like, he's going to die in there within 72 hours. Like he's not used to being surrounded by four walls. But yeah, he gets out, and he's the real hero of the story. I mean, the funny like gag of this movie, I guess, is just the Coca-Cola bottle falling from the sky and what they interpreted as a gift from the gods.
But isn't that what we do with most things?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird.
People like, for example, the meteor, like landed on Earth, and then the Hale-Bopp comet, right? And they're like, oh, it's coming back. The Hale-Bopp comet, the next meteor is coming. We're gonna sit with our Nikes, and the 14 of us are gonna hang out in these bunk beds. It's coming. I know it's coming. It's like, we have these fucking cults that do this shit all the time. We never learn. Coke bottle, notwithstanding, never saw a Coke bottle before. Becomes useful, then it doesn't, and you just throw it away. I mean, at some point, I think deeming a Coke bottle less valuable and more of a nuisance, sometimes in life you have to do that. And I think maybe we should do that more often. You know what? I don't like your clock. The gods must be crazy. We should get rid of it.
It's not very useful. I'll be honest. It's not much of a clock.
No. Anyway, terrific movie. It makes me want to be a bushman. How long do you think you last in the bush?
I would have my tribe around me, right? And the people around me would be actual bushmen.
You're a bush man, so you're how long would you last? You bush man. There's no tribe. You're just a bush man. You're a lone wolf.
It would probably be maybe a week and a half, maybe 2.
That's a long time. Like, how would you get water?
I would look for a body of water and drink it. Yeah,
just straight up drink it.
If I'm thirsty enough, I'm doing that. I mean,
so do you have you're gonna have a bow and arrow? Do you know how to shoot an arrow?
I've seen it. I've seen it in movies, so I think I could figure it out. I've never done it.
Do you think you'd look in a loincloth?
Do I have to wear a loincloth? You're
a bushman.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you would.
Do I get shoes? Can I get some Nikes?
You're wearing exactly. What kind of Nikes would you have with your loincloth?
Oh, I'd probably have some like Jordans. Speak of the devil, look at you.
That's
you got
right.
Michael Jordan on right now.
Maybe I think I would go. I'd go with some Alpha Flies so you can run really fast.
Okay. Yeah, you'd want.
Yeah, you could chase down the animals.
Maybe. Potentially.
I mean, the Jordans would be good from the left or right lateral movements.
That's true.
Like getting away from maybe some alligators or crocodiles there in the bush. I think, loincloth, it's pretty simple. I know how to shoot a bow and arrow. I don't know about his bow. Didn't look very
sturdy.
The pull, yeah, maybe it's got like a 10-pound draw, 20-pound draw. You couldn't kill an animal with that, but not to nitpick. I don't know how long I would last. The water would be an issue for sure. Big time.
Yeah.
Like you'd have to start a fire, and then you'd have to take the charcoal from burning the wood, get some sort of vine to be able to filter through the charcoal, the water to be able to drink. And then you'd have to find an apparatus to get the water to a receptacle, if you will. Things are not that easy where you just turn on the faucet, So it is easier, simpler to live like this.
I mean, how long can you go without drinking water? Like, what's the?
It depends on where you are. There's a guy that lasted in a cave where he was licking the sides of the cave for, man, I want to say he did it for like 6 months or something. It lasted a really long time. But like without any water, are you in the desert or not? I mean, it depends on where you are. In the bush, under some trees. That's gonna be rough, man. A few days. It's gonna be real rough. Yeah, not long. Not long. Yeah. You start drinking the blood of animals. You seem like the type that would.
I'd probably
go that route. Is that what your necklace is about? Is that your necklace? Is that what it is?
It's a palm tree.
Do you have any Nikes? Do you know the Hale-Bopp comet didn't exist?
What is the Hale-Bopp comet?
It's a cult that was waiting for this comet to.
Are they currently recruiting?
Arrive. Maybe. Joe Rogan had a podcast where this guy was actually a recruiter for cults, he interviewed people who were recruiters for cults, multiples of them. think it sounded from the sound of like 3 or 4. He has a very tight NDA. Interesting concept and how they presented themselves, but I highly recommend it. But nonetheless, I think you'd be a good cult leader.
Oh, thanks.
I think you should do the Bushman cult with your Jordans and loincloth. That's how you start. You got to
Okay.
know people in your palm tree. What would you call your cult?
Uh, Man, that's a good question. Probably the rainy days cult. The rainy days cult.
Rainy days cult.
Because we're
Are
just
you
looking
wishing
for
for rainy days, or are
we're wishing.
you? Ooh, that's a good one because then you can kind of like finagle your way. Like rainy days come. Well, where you live in LA, it's not going to be as often, but like still, it'd be something as frequent. And you'd be like, oh, on all rainy days, I get all the women and the men.
Doesn't matter. I don't discriminate here.
Come,
Neither does my
come rain
cult.
on me. Don't rain on my parade.
That'd be a weird. That'd be a weird LinkedIn page as like a recruitment for a cult. You know,
That'd be
reaching
the
out
way
to
to do
people.
it. No wonder LinkedIn is so weird. It is a cult.
It
Dude, do you
is.
ever see those messages? I see these people that like are addicted. It is a cult actually. I saw this. I saw this one message of like basically this guy goes in and he pays. It's so funny. He pays for I guess somebody that didn't have any money or forgot their wallet or something along those lines, and then their post on Twitter or X was, "I can't wait to." I can't wait to tell everybody on Monday on LinkedIn that I went into the Starbucks and paid for the guy in front of me who forgot his wallet, and I get 1,500 likes. I don't know if that's funny to other people, but for some reason I was laughing out loud. Where he's like preparing a post that like probably will get like 1,500 likes. It's LinkedIn is a cult, and that's where you would do it. Your Hail Bop comment. I think I would definitely go with some Nike propulsion shoes to be able to run down,
Yeah.
and then a loincloth would be the way to go. But anyway, I love the mixture of peering into humans' lives mixed with the Bushmen and the going back and the forth, and also um in real life. I don't know if you've ever seen like a lot of these National Geographic or David Attenboroughs. I've seen all of them. Like
Oh
quite
wow.
literally, I think I've seen every single one. I've definitely seen all of Attenborough, and then it went down the rabbit hole of every nature documentary ever. Some of them are the narrators. Are intolerable, so I couldn't do it. But it's just funny that bifurcation in that. In a lot of these, you'll see, for example, like rhinos trying to mount in mating season, or like deer. If you've seen
Pretty
enough of
hot.
these, you'll realize like men are not very different, and his flimsiness and trying to get the woman and just constantly fucking up like every single way, whether it's like picking her up, whether the car is being held in a tree, which is hilarious. It's every which way, like fumbling his way into her life and getting any adoration from her. That happens in just the wild. We get nervous, they get nervous too. These animals, they can't do it right. But I'm curious, what was like the most nervous you've ever been around a woman that you tried to get with to some extent, and you were just like, clearly nothing is working. You're like, I'm just gonna either walk away or like, I'm going, I'm done. You get kind of gave up.
Yeah, I mean that happened a lot in my probably in my 20s, like going out to bars and nightclubs, and like you do that kind of like ritual, mating season, kind of like you're trying to dance with a girl on the dance floor, and she like moves away really quickly, and you're like, okay, I got it. I'm not going to be trying anymore. Um, and yeah, I mean your ego kind of gets hurt, but as they say, man, it's a numbers game, right?
I don't know. I haven't heard that before.
I was watching The White Lotus, and that's what he said. It's a numbers game. Just got to keep going.
We have a friend Milt that told me once that it's a numbers game. This was after he had been 8 girls said no to him at a bar, and then he just turns to me and he's like, "It's a numbers game, man. It's just I heard it's like 1 out of 11." I was like, "Who? If you're who? You?" Like Brad Pitt is like 1 out of 1. Like, what are you talking about? Like, who created these numbers to you? Who sold you on this numbers game? Like, what? This isn't. Sure, it's a numbers game, but like, anyway. Um, I I don't know. I guess the most nervous I was in high school, possibly. And I remember there was a girl. I won't say her name, but I played freshman basketball, and she was the cheerleader who was assigned to like give me like goodie bags before each game, and I never played, so she was probably like very sad. But she was like the most popular cheerleader. Um, she had like a short bob. Looking back, she wasn't that pretty now thinking about it, but like she was very pretty to everyone at the time. And it was funny because I remember when we were graduating, I still thought she was attractive, and she said in class or otherwise, and I started opening up, becoming more of myself, less shy because I was shy until like 11th grade. And then she said, "Yeah, we should like stay in touch." And then the very next day, she was coming out of the library, and I was like, how am I supposed to keep in touch with you if I don't have your phone number?" But before that question, I was just like, I'm so nervous, like just to ask this question.
So nervous.
She didn't give me her phone number; she gave me her email address. And the funniest thing about this is on AOL, you could like chat with people. So I chat with her probably too much, and then I annoyed her, I think, and then she blocked me. It's so funny because I thought about this and had a dream about it 2 nights ago. I don't know. I guess this is why I'm bringing it up. But I still want to know why I got blocked. What was it? There was nothing egregious that I said. But I think she's like part of the popular kids group. And at that
and
moment,
you weren't in that
I was
realm?
in the sports. No, I wasn't in her echelon of popularity, but we shared a friend who was from my high school, who was effectively my best friend. Two, I guess, who were very popular, but our paths didn't really cross into that popularity. You know,
Yeah,
buckets of popularity. I was in like the other one that she wasn't.
Yeah, I wasn't in the popular kids. I was against sports and things like that. But I do remember, now that you bring this up, the first time I asked a girl out in high school.
How'd that go?
It was for the Christmas dance.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Christmas
What
dance.
were you wearing? Do you remember?
For the Christmas dance, or for like when I was asking her out?
Asking her out for sure.
I mean, it was probably just jeans and like a plaid button up or something like that.
You were a big plaid guy back then, huh?
Yeah. It was in Indiana, and she was on the girls cross country team. So like we were friendly. We knew each other. Oh, but I thought she was so cute. And oh gosh, I remember like trying to get myself ready to ask her to the Christmas dance. And I remember like it was just we were crossing paths in the hallway, and I just stopped in front of her and I said, "Would you like to go to the Christmas dance with me?" And she said, "Yes, I would." And I go, "Okay." And then I just kept walking. That was it. That's all you had to do back then.
Did you go to the dance?
Yeah, I did the whole thing.
A boutonniere is for men, so corsage would be for women.
Yeah, and I put it on her and I pricked her a little bit. I remember that. So I was a bumbling idiot as well, just trying to.
Not too much. Not too much. I in 5th grade, this girl named Kelly, she asked me in front of my friends, "Would you like to be my girlfriend?" And I go, "Never knew you liked me." In my head, this was when like people used to wear the Dare shirts. I think she was wearing a Dare shirt at the time, and it's like, yeah, that works. And then we never talked again, and we're still dating to this day. Like,
yeah, you never broke it up, right?
We never broke it off. Yeah.
Wow.
So Kelly, if you're out there, hit me up. I haven't seen what you look like though, so send a picture first.
Maybe she's on LinkedIn.
Yeah, she's a part of the palm tree cult. Anyway, talking about plaid. Big fan of plaid as well. I don't know if we're back in the day, but it always reminds me. I was in 7th grade. I think this was the first time I watched it, or 8th grade, of the Monty Python skit that never almost made it to being a skit, where the lumberjack song.
Oh, I haven't seen this one.
Oh God, they wrote it in like 2 seconds, and it's like the greatest. And I'm like, this is never gonna make it. It's like, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I work all night and I sleep all day. And then in the background, it's like got the whole cast. He's a lumberjack and he's okay. He works all night and he sleeps all day. And then it gets progressively way more homoerotic. It's the only way to put it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta check this out.
It's you should dub it in if we can. But nonetheless, plaid. They're all wearing plaid. Big fan. Lumberjacks. Also probably cult. Anyway, peering into the lives of humans via a National Geographic bit is just a brilliant and genius way to go about this.
Yeah, it was a fun movie. I probably would have never watched it had you not recommended it for me, but I'm glad I did. And I do like the commentary that he's trying to make. Like I think it's actually really funny and smart, and it's done in a really clever way. So kudos to the filmmaker.
Yeah, it's still actually, I would say, pertinent. Like it doesn't. It's one of those films that if you were to tell somebody, there's no way this is. Actually, this is kind of the reason I wanted to watch this. I was thinking there's no way this is gonna be okay now or carry its water, and then I was like 10 minutes in. I was like, actually, it does. Like this works perfectly. If anything, this works better. This is great. Anyway, it was one of my dad's favorite movies, and one in which memory serves, we had a VHS of this, and this like kind of formed my idea of what's funny, like this movie in particular. Then it became, Monty Python in middle school, but like those two, but especially this, it was like, this is outstanding.
It's the comedy is like the absurdist, but it's rooted in reality and like the logical thing of what could happen next, but it's still absurd.
Yeah,
but it's logical, and it makes it funny.
This week's episode is sponsored by Soul Roots Running Company, where you can find the best covers for your feet that make you travel comfortably and quickly across sidewalks like Shell Silverstein. Soul Roots offers all varieties of running shoes, clothes, and accessories. And for 10% off, please use the code SCENE, SCENE, at checkout. And any order over $180 is free to ship anywhere in the continental United States. Head over to shop.soulrootsracing.com and fill up your cart for 10% off with the code SCENE.
And Ghost Dog the Samurai, he kills people with his samurai sword
and gun silencer.
Yeah, I mean, you ever made a silencer before?
I would think it would have to be like with maybe like a toilet paper roll.
Yeah,
that's kind of that's the route that I would go. Maybe a pillow.
Never seen someone make a silencer in a movie, except this one. But Ghost Dog, Forrest Whitaker, he is The Way of the Samurai. 116 minutes. Jim Jarmusch, 1999. In a year, which we'll talk about in a second. I'll actually skip that for now. Rated R crime thriller. 84% on Rotten Tomatoes with a $2 million budget. 9.3 in the box office. Small budget. Strangely able to get by with that. But Ghost Dog, Forrest Whitaker, who is the only person suited for this role, according to Jim, and Jim said this was his role and his role alone. He wrote it for him, which I always find interesting. Unless you know somebody very well, writing an entire script for somebody is dangerous. But he's a contract killer, so he is dangerous. Master of his trade who can whirl a gun at warp speed. I feel like I've gotten the wrong synopsis here of something to do with Spaceballs. And moves through this world like a phantom, stealthy and evanescent. Definitely got the wrong synopsis. In the spirit of the samurai, he has pledged his loyalty to a small-time mobster named Louis, who saved his life many years before. I didn't watch the trailer for this.
Okay,
and
good.
I knew like very extremely limited information in regards to this. But after watching it, it feels like it was a way for Wu-Tang and the RZA just to get their in, especially the RZA, to get into, because it's his acting debut, I believe.
And he did the soundtrack to this film.
The whole soundtrack, which to me, the soundtrack is actually the best part of the whole film.
It's great.
It's terrific. Yeah, I loved it. But also you can see the RZA, his acting chops really shining through clearly. And then you could see him, what's the movie called? Problemista. And how really he can get. But yeah, in the year of 1999, you'd have to put this movie at like 756.
There's a lot of good movies in 1999.
Because 1999 is allegedly the greatest movie year of all time, right?
I mean, we could literally just do a podcast and pick a movie from 1999 every week.
Blair
and
Witch,
talk about it. Yeah, Blair Witch. There you go.
Matrix, Office
Matrix, we
Space,
did it. Office Space, fantastic.
Being John Malkovich.
Holy moly.
Just Sixth Sense.
Oh, Sixth Sense.
Fight
Can't forget
Club.
that. I love a good Brad
It goes
Pitt
on
movie.
and on. It's just so weird that, first of all, Being John Malkovich I thought was 96. And I looked it up. I was like, it is 99. I had no idea.
How
I
old
watched
were
this
you
when
in
I was a
1999?
Senior in high school, 18.
It's a perfect age for the best cinema year in history, right?
I was really dumb. Yeah. Not
Didn't
to
go
say
to
I'm
many
smart
movies?
now, but like back then, I didn't really apply myself. I only started applying myself when I was a junior in high school. And so imagine all the years that you skipped. So like, let's say, what do you start? You start like studying like 6th grade or something. Normal people.
Yeah. Doing your homework, taking it seriously.
So I'm like 5 years behind. And I was expediting the process of trying to gather information. So yeah, I was a little dumb, dumb. So I didn't really. I mean, I knew I liked things like The Matrix made a lot of sense to me, but yeah, I think I picked it up all right. Anyway, just an unbelievable year for movies. That Rushmore, American Pie, and 10 Things I Hate About You.
Okay, the list goes on and on.
You want to discuss them?
I think
it's
we just
but the movie, it's all contingent. The whole movie is contingent upon Louis saving his life, and the movie goes back multiple times to this, but ultimately, he's being beaten up, Forrest Whitaker, Ghost Dog, of course, and maybe gonna be killed just randomly on a fake alleyway. I don't even know what to call it. I mean, it's like he's literally on the street basically still. Anyway, Louis stops by and puts an end to it. And then Ghost Dog decides he's gonna to seemingly help him out for life.
Way of the Samurai, yeah.
Yeah. So would you do what Ghost Dog did?
If somebody
And like,
saved
where do
my
you
life,
where do you stop? Where do you stop it? Let's say you kill like 8 million people. It's like, man, Louis, 8,000,001 is just, I can't do it. Like, there has to be a limitation to this. You saved my life, and then the argument is like, well, you wouldn't be around at all. Like, well, 8 million people is a lot, Louis. Like, I don't think, even me being objective about this, I don't think I amount to 8 million. I don't even have a family and kids. I can't be 8 million, Louis. What do you say? Like, when does that stop?
it doesn't. When you have a code and an honor system in the way that Forrest Whitaker has, like
I'm
he's going
just
to live up
saying
to that.
that code and gets shot to shit after. There's a number that Forrest would stop, certainly.
I think he's at 12, maybe 13.
He even has caveats to it as well. Like, if
true.
Louis is like turning on him, he's like, no, it's like I shot you and it's kind of over. Well, there you have a little, footnotes to your own
Honor code.
alleged honor code. But I wonder how did he get into the world of the samurai? Like, what do you actually think pushed him into that?
I think he's reading books. Honestly,
And have you ever been that interested in the samurai?
More so a shogun. That was like my thing.
Did you like Mauricio Shogun Hua?
No, when I lived in Hawaii, I was on a soccer team, and our team name was the Shoguns. So like I had a fascination with
Mauricio Shogun Hua is a fighter. He was the
MMA.
former light heavyweight world champ in the UFC, Pride champion as well. One of the best fighters of all time, but Brazilian. Anyway, big fan of Shogun. If he's watching this, I would love to have you on as for best MMA movie, possibly. Yeah, but not much happens in the first 20 minutes. Very slow going. I didn't really know what to think of this. Nothing really happened. I really like his ability to get in and out of cars. I remember things like that you thought like the world was an endless, like you could basically do that and you're a hacker. Like, you ever heard of the Anarchist Cookbook? This is probably going to get me on the fucking...
Oh, wow,
list.
you said it. You said it.
So
Uh-oh.
not so much now. I mean, it's got like really pansy-ish things involved. But like back in the day, it had the instructions, and I don't even know if this is actually true, but you could block calls coming in and out of a whole area code. Clearly, I never did that, but it required a very large generator and all this other things, and you couldn't even like come close to it. And of course, it had various other things that I don't want to say the words out loud, so it's gonna immediately we're probably already triggered now. But it reminds me of this movie. He reminds me of like he read the Anarchist Cookbook a few times and like took it to heart. It's like I'm gonna be a samurai. I'm gonna
Exactly.
I'm gonna do this, that, and the other. Forrest Whitaker though has to be perfect for this role.
I think
would
he
say.
was. Yeah.
Who else would do this?
At the time, I think you could do like a Denzel.
Mm.
That would be pretty cool. Trying to think who else around Cuba. Could you get Cuba to do it?
Yeah, I could probably do it. Wayne Brady could do it.
I think there would be more comedic take, but I could see it. I could see it happening.
No, Wayne Brady on the Chappelle Show. You ever seen that?
Yeah.
I think it'd be great. Do it. I will say, some of the movie doesn't make sense to me. Where I'm like, what is that? Like, this is so stupid. But like, losing your nephew, for example, like, hey, they got him, they whacked him, and then that's it. And then the screen turns black. It does that for like every death. I'm like, then it turns like Forrest with the overture reading some samurai code, and like
I love those, by the way. There's a few that I have to highlight, but I'll do that later.
You might as well get into it. I thought this movie sucked, and I like the RZA. I like the RZA in it, and I like the music, and then everything else I could do away with. So if you just want to create like a new Wu-Tang album or a RZA drop an album, and I never had to watch this movie again, it'd be lovely. It was so bland and boring throughout, and meaningless. Like people died, nobody cared. People weren't really acting in any capacity, and Forrest Whitaker actually delved into this role like a madman, which is odd. You seem like out of water, speaking English to a French man. I don't know. He seemed hurt by something, but he never got over it and never tried to work it out, except with his pigeons. That's kind of how I
Except
felt.
with his pigeons.
What do you like about this movie?
I'm a big fan of Jim Jarmusch. Jarmusch.
What'd you like about the movie?
Well, I like his. I'm getting into that. I like his style of filmmaking. I like his the way that he just presents characters on screen.
Which characters of this movie did you like that were presented on screen?
I like the Italian mobsters. I like when they're sitting around a table discussing like, who is this ghost dog? Like,
so that's the only part of the whole movie I actually liked when they're talking about rap and rappers' names.
Yeah, Flava Flav, and he kind of goes into the rap and everything like that. But then, like, they're talking about like Ghost Dog and like Native Americans and like these funny names, and he's like, at the end of the scene, he's like, "Go get Big Jimmy G and whatever his, like the Italian names of people."
Literally, the only thing of my notes, the only thing I liked about this movie.
That's hilarious. Well,
what besides the one epic point? What other presentation did you enjoy about this movie?
I like the relationship that he has with the French ice cream men, where like it's just poetic, where they don't share the same language, but they know each other. And
have you ever had a relationship like that?
I mean, yeah, basically like with a lot of my guys in the kitchen, like I speak Spanish now pretty well, but for many,
Your pros?
My pros. But yeah, my guys in the kitchen, they, I have like a fondness and a relationship and an understanding with.
But that's forced. You have to have that relationship. You're forced to. Like, even if you were to grunt, you would be forced to have that relationship. A relationship in which you actually desire it and strive to have it, even though you don't speak the same language, and it's not forced.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had that. That would be interesting.
I've only had it. I've never had a relationship, a long-term one, but I've had one for like 4 hours.
Oh yeah.
When I was in Dubrovnik, Croatia. which I think we're going to go back to, or I'm going to go back to. Did you chime in with the jumping off a cliff? What happened to that?
Oh, we put that in there. Yeah, that was in the last
It hasn't.
two pods ago.
I haven't even checked it out. I going back to that place. I was there eating alone at a restaurant, and the waitress, probably 55, just to be clear. Just to be clear, I guess it wouldn't matter. I guess 55 years old, and I'm 28, something like that. 13? No, I'm 30, and doesn't speak any English. There's no similarity of language that we can really go down a particular path other than pointing, grunts. But like we're high fiving for whatever it's worth. You could tell her energy is like high level, and we're just having a blast. And I don't know why I was smoking cigarettes at the time, but after I just ran the horse versus man marathon,
Oh, I know that one
so I'm
well.
smoking cigarettes. Yeah, I'm smoking cigarettes, and the lady's getting off work, and I'm like, "You want to go smoke a cigarette and like sit on these stairs?" And the stairs in Dubrovnik were just like so romantic. And I had nobody to hang out with, and I also had nobody to hang out with because she didn't speak any language. But the stairs just overlooked kind of a part of the city, like a small sliver of it, and they're all white, slippery to some extent stairs, and with white walls and these like reddish, huge Spanish tiled roofs, and very romantic as like dusk is settling in. And we're just sitting on the stairs, the two of us, smoking cigarettes. I have a beer in hand. She's not drinking. We're not talking. We're just looking at each other and just like pointing at different things. So I actually can understand how people could do this, but I don't see how you could do it in a long term capacity. It was just so weird, like saying goodbye to her. Like she had some friends come, and I was just like, "Bye," and then she was able to say bye. But there was some sort of translator that actually eventually came. So it could happen. It's unrealistic, but it could happen. Yeah.
I
If
like
somebody's
that.
giving you their gun at the end of the movie, you got to know what's about to happen, right? And all your belongings, cash included.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yep, he's gonna go bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, ghost dog.
Yeah, like, is this movie perfect by any
Nope.
means?
I don't
No?
want you to break it down like that. I want you to stick to your guns and say why you like it. I don't want that take.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want
This is
I
why I
want your
like it.
inverse take. Yeah, I don't want you to say. I don't want you to come to my level. I want you to stay on your own level.
It's just a beautiful, poetic.
If anything, I want you to
minimalistic type of
debate.
movie.
Be like,
Yeah,
this is why you're wrong.
I think just the beauty of like taking this what you would think of a typical like crime movie, even like almost like a Goodfellas, Martin Scorsese thing, but just turning into this poetic, minimalistic. Feels very European kind of film. I think Jim has that style to begin with, like. But yeah, I think it's beautiful. I think the overlying samurai quotes coming in throughout lend this movie to almost like a poetic art house indie film, which it is. You know?
Oh, I definitely don't think it is. I think it's garbage at best. I think it could be better though. I think if you were to take it and like mix more of like ruthlessness while he is the samurai, I think would be great. And he's still working within a code of that samurai. For example, like a John Wick influence would make this movie much better. I think also the more serious nature of it. I like the funniness. That's great. But the serious nature of like people dying, like just like, oh, my nephew's dying, dead. Got him. I don't know. It just made the whole movie feel flat. Kind of like Forrest Whitaker as a samurai. I just felt like that was flat too. I will say, I guess the most interesting thing, separately after watching, was that every time he got into the car, he put the volume up to 21. I had no idea. Didn't check that out.
I
No
love
clue.
those old CD players in cars. Like, did you ever have one of those?
I had the
They had,
old. I had the tape deck that the tape goes in, which connects to the CD player. So I had the one prior to that.
Yeah, I had one of those too.
Those are, and I remember, and even before I had that, when I was in 11th, no, I was a senior in high school. Brent Smith, shout out Brent Smith, played basketball quite a lot in high school, but he was such a nice kid. now that I think about it, and I was such a mean, selfish person, but it was the first year basically that I was like the first full year where I was opening up my ears to secular music, as they say, Stephen, and you know this in the world of Christianity. And so, like, when I was at home, my family did not allow me to listen to anything but Christian music, and on the radio or otherwise. And like, I had no money to buy anything. And then I got a job finally, and then I got a car after getting that job. And then I started buying some CDs that connected to my car. But I didn't have a CD player when we went on cross country trips or track trips, and he did, and he would let me borrow it. And that's where how I got into uh like OAR, for example,
Okay.
or I mean, it's simply like Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, or what's God damn it, what's it called?
Did you just have to listen to his music?
Happiness is a fish that you'll never catch. Um, I'll be waving my hand, watching you drown. Oh God, what the fuck is the band? You got to figure this out. Happiness is a fish that you'll never catch. What is that? I can't even remember. Anyway, it was like the first time in my life that I actually listened to legitimately great music. Third Eye Blind, for example, and just got completely obsessed with secular
Our
music.
Lady Peace?
Our
Yeah,
Lady
Our Lady
Peace, yeah.
There
And
we
that's
go.
where I guess things went south for me. Had to eventually watch movies about samurais. They
Well,
were bland. I like the pigeon. I like the pigeons.
pigeons are cool, right?
Yeah, good way to move
Carrier
around
pigeon?
things. The scenes at death were terrible. I thought the Fade to Black was terrible. I like the samurai codes that came up, but that could have been emphasized a little better. Yeah, it's another one of your movies.
Yeah, I like the pacing. Some people say it's a little slow. I think it's meticulous and thought out. I think I like the clash of like the mafia and their values and virtues. Oh, they whacked them. Um, versus the Code of the Samurai. I think that's a good kind of like clash of ideas.
I saw it. I saw what you saw. I didn't feel it.
Got it. Okay.
I
All
didn't
right.
feel
Well,
it. I watch Casino. I see it, and I'm like, I feel it. Like I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm scared. Whereas this, I'm like, I didn't feel anything. I like the scene, the round table where we're talking about like rappers' names and stuff, and I actually
that
did
probably
like
is the best scene
the cart. It is the best scene, and the cartoons that like are
you're
telling of the
watching.
scene that's about to exist in the movie and or has just existed. But yeah, I'll never watch it again. Yeah, I think it needs to be remade in a better way in all frames of
Can we
it.
still have Forrest Whitaker as the samurai?
No,
Is that still on the
we've
table?
done that. No, it needs to be somebody that's hypersensitive to the code, but also like is hyper aggressive inside of the world that is that code. Not just like somebody who's like got OCD. Like if you were to take um the character, God, I'm sick. I can't think of anything today. Uh Batman. Who's Christian Bale. American Psycho. His American Psycho character of OCD.
Patrick Bateman. Yeah.
Take Patrick Bateman and apply it to Ghost Dog. That's the character I would like to see. The very
You wanted him to
precise.
go to the very edge of like this personality.
Yeah, like Dexter, like just slicing people
Okay.
apart. But he's able to do whatever imaginable. I would like to see that.
I just watched Kill Bill on the big screen a couple days ago,
Something like
and
that.
yeah, it's
Because then
great.
I want something that potentially conflicts with the code as the viewer. So there's a
Ah,
samurai, right? And that's a more interesting story to me. There's a samurai, and he's definitely working by the code, but like he's too much by the code. He's like, it's just way too much. It's like bland. Of course, it's kind of bland. I want the guy to be like, yeah, I work by this code, but I also work deeply by this code. There's a second code. And the viewer's got to figure that out. And you're like, ooh, that kind of conflicts with what you're putting down on paper here, bro. Like, ooh, I know you say you can go kill these people according to like Louis telling you to, but like, did you really have to take all their fingers and toes off while they're alive? Like, ooh,
ooh,
that seems rough. I want that. I want that version.
Talking about like a little gruesome torture, like you go to the edges.
Maybe not
Yeah,
torture, but like the guy looks at him in a bad way, and it'd be like Michael Jordan, be like, "I took offense to that," and he's like, "That's two less fingers for you." That's a more interesting story. It doesn't fall flat. And
I see where you.
and get the Frenchman involved.
Oh,
You know, he
yeah,
accidentally
yeah.
shows.
Like he has like this background in martial arts that nobody knew
Yeah,
about.
yeah. We could be the three ninjas then, three ghost dogs.
I did like, and I don't know if you like this, probably not, but I did like every time Forrest Whitaker put his gun away.
I did not like it.
It's pretty cool, right?
No, just it's
That's
as if
pretty
somebody
cool.
like a first time filmmaker and is 13 years old was like, "What do you think is cool? What do you think we should do with the gun? What do you think we should do?" And they're like, "Yeah, remember those like old movies?" I'm like, "No, I'm 13, but we should just spin it around. It'd be cool." I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's just Jim, put that in. That's a great
He
idea.
put it in. He put it
Like,
in.
what is like? I guess it works. If it works, it would work with me if the movie was The Gods Must Be Crazy, because it's
Okay.
so outlandish. And then if they
Tie it
sped it up,
together.
sped it up, then yeah, I'd be like, that's hilarious. That'd be great. But anyway, why don't we rank these movies before my voice gets shot here?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm down.
So I guess you're first with The Gods Must Be Crazy. You go first because I don't know what to do with this. I'm glad you're going first though.
Oh God. Okay. Um, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a movie that I've never seen something like this made before, nor will I ever see it again. So it definitely raises up for that. Soundtrack, acting. I think the best actor was the Bushman. Um, yeah, I really don't know. I like the commentary on it. I like the wackiness of it. I'm going. I'm teetering on this, but I'm going 3 glasses for The Gods Must Be Crazy.
I think I say this every week now on things being hard to classify. Um, this is the hardest because the effort involved, like, there wasn't a single shot where I'm like, "Damn, that's good." Like,
No,
not even one. You know, like so directing. I mean, even the editing was poor. It's like, but I think a lot of it was probably meant to be poor. Also, the budget. Are you sure about the budget? Like, is that high?
5 million.
1980 seems high, but I honestly don't know what to do with this film. Like, I really don't. Like, I'm pretty easily. Numbers normally come to mind very quickly. The movie objectively is not like well made, but what I did feel, which I think is an important part of scaling, is significant, and it really. I mean, I'll go 3. I guess that makes sense because like anything, like it's not a 4 for sure, and then even a
No,
3.5, it's like I don't know, 3.5 glasses. Like you're missing a lot of parts to be a 3.5 glass movie. You're missing a
I think
lot. Like
that's.
you have to have one objectively good shot, right? Like I don't know, like really, I don't know. Like I guess it's kind of your thing with digital movies or cartoons. You never really score high, like because how can you with acting, for example? It's like I don't know. I just can't score this too high. But 3, that makes sense. It
I
influenced me
think.
so much that I can give it a 3. 3
Yeah, I
glasses.
think. Yeah, I think it's a total kind of how do you feel about this movie? I think The Gods Must Be Crazy is like just this little gem of a treasure of a movie that like will never be made again, nor and
I
it's under
will
siege.
definitely watch this again with my daughter.
Oh yeah,
Like a
should.
trillion%. I can't actually wait. It's already started, but I can't. I mean, now it's just watching Moana 2 on repeat.
I
But
still haven't seen
nonetheless,
it. Must be
what?
good.
I've seen it probably 20 times. But anyway, yeah, 3 it is. Ghost Dog, I don't know. I'm just gonna to segue into it, but I didn't like it. I won't watch it again.
You like the
Thought it
soundtrack?
was
Let's get that
yeah, it
clear.
was great. I did like RZA. I mean, I like some things. I didn't not really. I mean, I think it could be a much better and well constructed movie. I was very surprised by the Rotten Tomatoes score. I'm surprised that Forrest went so deep into the role. I mean, I guess it's not even something I agree with, but for the sanctity of this podcast, I'll have to give it a 3-glass movie because for arguments, I don't want to argue.
Okay. All right. There's nothing outside of yourself that can ever enable you to get better, stronger, richer, quicker, or smarter. Everything is within. Everything exists. Seek nothing outside of yourself. It's the way of the samurai. And I like that. I like that a lot. And I'm going to start using that.
How's your hard working going with your running? It's not outside of yourself.
Let's not talk about that right now. You're getting off topic. You're getting way off topic here.
When's the last time you've run?
You're well off topic, and I will answer that. It's been 5 days. But I had a lot going on this week. And that's just excuses that I'm making within myself. But that's okay.
Did you say a score?
No, I haven't.
It's about as slow as Ghost Dog.
I'm sticking to my core, and I have to give this film 4 glasses.
Then
I think it deserves more, maybe
3.5.
But 3.5 works. Works for me.
That's so shocking. You actually like it? Do you like it? Really?
I watched it twice this week because I liked it so much. I
really don't understand. It's hilarious. Like, I mean, it's comedy, but like a bad comedy, right? Like when the guys are going to go find Forrest or Ghost Dog, and they're on the roof just randomly shooting people or almost wanting to shoot people.
This doesn't look like a guy. Yeah, I love it.
I'd rather that be more serious, that like Casino or like a hard Italian mob player. Not funny. It's too funny for me. I want it serious.
It's my bread and butter.
Yeah, I mean, I like unseriousness. If it's anyway, I mean,
the gods must be crazy.
No, like Cold Pursuit with Liam Neeson is exactly that. I haven't seen it. It's black humor, and people die, but it's like it's the greatest mixture. Fargo again is another example I always use. Is another one that's like
great.
Comedy mixed with very strong comedy mixed with very dark humor. Excellent.
Yeah, I mean,
well executed.
I mean,
do that with Ghost Dog, and you got a good movie.
Okay, I see your point. I love Fargo, and I love like the darkest of dark comedy in that respect. Like I think that's a 5 glasses movie.
I just want everyone to get a 5 glasses movie. That's all I'm saying.
I hear you.
I'm here to review things. I'm here to speak my gizzards. It's time for me to run.
Well, I hope you feel better, and I hope you get in the second heat.
Yeah, I hope I do too. Bye-bye, everybody!